I'm Catherine, the creator of Shia and the Jetsuns Community Preservation of the Promised Land. Okay, so I want to go over with everyone, film producers, film commissioners, Patreon members, everybody that, would like to know what happened to us and how I will be able to form my film studio because that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to create my own film studio right here where I reside at because I rightfully bidded for my land right here in Chino, right here in front of my apartment, because I own I own Stillwater. I own the city of Stillwater, Oklahoma, and let me prove to you that I own Stillwater, Oklahoma. Now, here, if you could see, here is I'm on Ancestry.com. Now, these are my people, my great grandparents, my grandfather, and his people right here. But I'll show you in a minute. But if you could zone in on that. But let me just show you where I'm trying to create my own film studio, like a universal studio. And I've been trying to start this 2 years ago, really 15 years ago. And I have letters from, senators, California Senator Dianna Feinstein. I have like 10 letters from her. When I was living in different homeless shelters, I was writing her letting her know that women and men like myself are not supposed to be homeless and we're not supposed to be paying any rent. And I found out that we own the gas company, the electricity company, and the water company right where we live at because we were removed from our homes right where we're at in the 1830s. Here is my grandparents, great grandparents. Uh, uh, they're like it's the Darus where the Indian commissioners would only know who owns the land, who's the rightful owner of the land, and it's us. It's every person that they label as Negro families right here. They explained to my great grandmother what happened to us, that we were removed from our homes in NBC studios because we were here first, and we had universities, and we had everything. We had everything that we have here, and I think you guys already know that. So I'm just going over what you guys already know that we have, that we're indigenous to the land, and that 640 acres is ours. Right here, where you can see on the where the commissioner that removed us from our homes, the mayor, the city mayors, explained to my great grandparents how they shot us out of our own homes. If you can look at that, you can see, well, a treaty is where we shot you out of your home, and because of that, we removed every Negro right here, out of your homes. Because of that, 640 acres is yours wherever you're at. So I claimed my rightful land, and when I did that, when I claimed my rightful land, the Chino city mayor gave me an eviction notice. Like last year in November. Of course, they can't do that. They can't evict me, but they thought they could. And, by them thinking that, they actually got themselves in trouble and they showed themselves to be real criminals, the city mayor. But these are just like deeds that I have from Stillwater. I'm just showing you like different land deeds from Oklahoma Stillwater Commissioner's office. This is what happened to us. This is our great grandmother. Okay, so her name is VC Nisi. They're explaining to her. The commissioner is explaining to her daughter, because her daughter applied. Her daughter was my great grandmother was denied of her own status, and they were explaining what happened to her mother. Okay, so it runs deep. They were explaining what happened to her. She was kidnapped, and then her daughter was kidnapped, and she was saying, "Well, we were kidnapped." And I don't know, but I just know that I'm trying to claim my land. This is her saying this in the commissioner's office. So, we were removed by these people. Okay? These are the sheriff office that you see today. These are the militia. These are the sheriff office that you see today. See, this is my great grandfather's deed, letting them know this is our land. See, this is him, William Irvin. Okay, and here, let me take a look at that. I just want you guys to look at that just to see. Okay, just so you'll know that I own Stillwater, Oklahoma, the city of Stillwater, where when I my cousins had claimed for the oil. Here's the this is when the landman knows who's exactly on the land. That's why Trump, he's a real estate agent. He knows exactly who's indigenous to the land. And he knows that my people are indigenous to the land. He knows that. And because if you're a real estate agent, you have a landman that is paid to know who is indigenous to the land. So the landman says, yes, you own Stillwater, and here is your oil rights. And these are all of your relatives that, of course, that I know, of course, that people that I don't know, that they know because it's by marriage. If you're married back in 1800, 1700, it's documented. So these are all documents of my cousins. I'm just trying to let you know that so that you can see how we're indigenous to the land, how I'm indigenous to the land, and how when I rightfully bidded for the land, the Chino City mayor committed a crime by trying to give me eviction just because she's racist. If she's racist, that has nothing to do with me. That's a personal issue with her. She thought that she can do that, but she can't. And this is what I rightfully bidded for. I bidded for this land right here. I don't know if you can see it. But what it does is that it allows each person to receive their Jetsuns. Their Jetsuns motorhome coach, top of the line, and we would be able to travel from 3 to 7 to 13 different Promised Land community theme parks in each state. So from California to Utah to Texas, to each state, all the way to New York to Boston or whatever, Gary, Indiana, of course. So that's what we're doing. We're claiming our land. And we start at the office here where I'm at in Chino, California, because I bidded for the land and I'm supposed to get a congratulations letter, and I'm still waiting for it. And I don't know what's really going on because I didn't get a letter. But what I do know is that the city mayor has to be removed, and I have to replace her. In fact, every woman like me have to replace their city mayors in their areas to create their community the way that they see fit, because it is an abomination for any foreigner to come into our country and to shoot us out of NBC News, because we had our own NBC stations. We had our own Universal Studios. Of course, it probably wasn't even that, it wasn't called that, but we had our own colleges and universities. We were here first, and we were shot out of our homes and our businesses. So we're going to get that back, of course, but it's best to just go ahead and look at the evidence that I can email you. Look at you see where it says causing injury to my grandfather. My grandfather's name is J.D. Irvin, and his mother is Lillian. His wife is Lillian Irvin. My grandmother is Lillian Irvin. Okay, so there you can see how the Stillwater Commissioner had removed us from their homes by saying that they were injured on their land. Okay, so they're saying that, well, the white people, commissioners, city mayors are saying, well, since we tripped and we fell on your log, let's say, and we hurt our knee on your log, you have to get off your land now. Look, read it. It's like they got injured on my grandfather's land, and now he's injured because they're at war with my grandfather, and they're pushing him off their land until he has none left. And he had over 2,000 acres in Stillwater. So they gave us the gas and the oil rights and the water rights. They gave us that. So, but so they pushed us off the land, but they gave us the oil rights. Okay, so and I will make another video about the oil rights, but let me just show you because I already showed about the oil rights that I have, but I'll show you again here, and then you can see right here. Let's see, you can see the I don't know if you can see the Ancestry.com. You go on Ancestry and you can see all of your relatives here that were removed. that were removed. Here is my grandfather, the one that was pushed off their lands, and his father. Let's view all the pictures here. Okay, so these are my children, but it goes on where, okay, family tree. Oops, let's go to urban family tree, view tree, and then when you go on, when you go on your family tree, you can see there's hints. These are hints. These little leaf arrows are hints to where you have other family members that you haven't claimed yet, and then you can print out their pictures. So this one right here, look at the 1825. So this, my great 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 grandmother is in 1825. Here is her husband in 1828. So we're going back to 1817, in the 1800s, 1803. So if you click on here, then we'll get a hint to see what else is. Okay, let's check her profile. So she has 4 hints. That means she has 4 relatives. Okay, here is her. Okay, here is her. In 1860, her son is Henry, and they want to know, is this true or not? Does it line up with the rest of the family? See, so if you want to know how to, now you have 4 hints right here. So you click on the hints to see what lines up with, okay, what matches. Yes, this matches right here. This is a Tennessee death records of Edith, of her husband. Let me see, birth, spouse. Oh, of her. It's her death certificate. So you can see here. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, you can see how. You see, what is this? This is the United States Census Bureau. Now, this is really good too because you can see her name here. And let's view it. Let's just view Edith. And you can click onto it, and you can view how it looks, and you can print it out. See, these are her. This is the death certificate. Going back in the, let's see, 1828 in Georgia. She's black. See, black female. So you can see. Okay, so race, black female. Post office. She's at Lafayette. What is she? Occupation. She's a farmer, laborer. Can she read? Cannot read. Yes. Cannot write. Yes, she cannot. Let's see, cannot read? Yes, cannot write. Okay. What that means is that she can't read, she can't write, she can't read the English language. She's Choctaw. Because when you look at my other, well, her mother, no, that's right, that's her father. Let's look at VC Nisi. You will see she's from Choctaw Nation, and that she does not speak English, the English language. She only speaks our language. Our language is Choctaw Nation. So let's go back to, let's go to VC. Okay. Okay, that's VC. Here's VC. Husband. Let's go to her profile. Oh no, it's Spencer. Okay. I want to go to her specifically. Okay, here's let's see, where is, well, let me go to her Pacific. Okay, this is her. Go to her profile. Okay, she has 10 hints. Wow, she's got 10 people saying, yes, this is her. Okay, let's see where, here's VC Nisi. And you'll see that she's from Choctaw. Right here, Oklahoma Territory, Choctaw, Oklahoma, Daruv, view. Okay, so Oklahoma Indian Territory, this is the territory that they were at. And her husband, now this is her husband, well, her father is John Lester, and then her mother is Sookie Allen. And her husband had to vote Mississippi Choctaw right here, tribe. You see the right here, Mississippi Choctaw? These are my, okay, so I speak for all of the people that look like me, okay? I don't want to say black, but indigenous people, I speak for all of us that when they say you're from the Indian Territory, Daru census uh, tribe, oh, somebody's calling me, hold on, then that means you're in the Indian Territory. That's all over though. Hello? Hello? Somebody calling me. Anyway, okay. So right here, this is like it says a rejection. See, it's rejected. Here's VC. This is her husband, and he voted for something. I guess he voted for his land or something. But these are his names. So this is just proof that 1902. Look at, see, 1902. Something was rejected, and so don't know really what that is, but it's Mississippi Choctaw. If you could see, yeah, see, refused. Something is refused on here. Don't know, but something is refused and rejected. Notice of decision forward applicant. Oh, okay. So she applied for her Indian status and they rejected. So white foreigners came in here and rejected VC Nisi. You see, and the rest of her children, the other of her children, she had like 17 or 18 children. She had a lot of children. Well, these are the three that are with her. So, but I just wanted you guys to see how they deny you of your own status. They'll come into your land and they'll deny you of your own status. Here is the application enrollment, the one that I have. So you could print this out when you find your okay, yeah, I already printed that out. So it's just basically saying that I printed that out. But you can see how you can put together your family's tree. Yeah, let's go to a tree. And I have a, okay, so I have a huge family tree. See, this is, okay, see, and you can look at the pictures here, profile. Now, if I can give you, I wonder if they can get a close up on that view image. You can see that they have my grandfather's father. Here's my grandfather's father. Right here, if you can see, there's a there's no such thing as slavery. We were not slaves because he has a gun right here. Here's a gun right here. What are you carrying a gun in the 1800s right here? You know what I mean? So they were at war basically. The gun is right here. You can see the handle right there. So what that means is that, and then the way that the women were dressed, they were dressed down to the nines. They wasn't dressed in slave attire, but they had like, one had a Cadillac standing next to a Cadillac car. So none of my people were slaves. We were invaded, and then somebody says, "Oh, now you're slave," enslaving us. So, and we were, and now if we're dressed with hand-me-downs, that's because we had farmland. We had farmland. So I'm just trying to show you how we're indigenous to the land, and that we were never supposed to be paying rent, and we were supposed to create our own Universal Studios, our own film studios, our own theme parks, our own housing communities, and that's what I do. So I just wanted to just show that little snippet right there to just show that we own the land, and I have gas, oil rights, gas. I own the Heritage Petroleum Company, and I had already showed that video before where I showed you that. So I just wanted to to show how the theme park would be, where it would be. Oh, also too, I created a pitch deck for the commissioners. So I already have that. If you want to, I paid for the for stage 32. They have people there that will help you develop a pitch deck. Well, I paid $32, which is great. I thought it was $200, but I'm so glad they lowered it down. So it's $32 for them to show me how to create a proper a pitch deck for you guys to look at. So I'm just going to put that together because I have two films and 12 episodes, really one film. But because out of the one film, 12 episodes can come out of that, and then 20, and then more can come out of that. So it'll start with one movie, and then 12 episodes will come out of that. Now, one of the episodes will be a television children's TV series called Hey You Guys, and it's like a collaboration of Fat Albert Electric Company and the Magic School Bus. So it's all combined into that, but our version of Fat Albert and the Magic School Bus and the big blue marble and all that. Okay, so it'll be a collaboration of that called Hey You Guys. Okay, so now I have the pitch deck, the film pitch deck ready. You can look at it now. So I'm gonna send this video over to the commissioners, the film commissioners, to just ask you guys like to look at my case. Look at my case. I own 640 acres plus 1,000 acres to that, according to the Treaty Act of my great grandparents. Why am I doing this? Because my people are being murdered by your people. That's why. Basically, you guys actually came into our land and you stole our land, and then you're writing movies and books about us. This book is about me. This is me. Yeah, this is me. hmm And there are so this is Empress Calafia, and her Amazon, her magical island of the Amazon. She has Amazon women with her because I do. I have my Patreon members, and I have people who are females who are ready to help build the promised land here and then in their community, because this is what we're going to be doing. When we create our promised land, we establish it here in Chino, and then we establish it in other cities where the women live at, and then they'll be able to move into their city mayor's office to run it, because there is not one city mayor that is doing what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm actually curing poverty and homelessness, removing poverty and homelessness, literally overnight, like literally curing homelessness overnight, So, because everyone will have their own Jetsuns with their home resort with it. And I go over that. Oh, on my website, you can look at it in detail. You can look at the video about that. And then also the last video, well, the last three videos, you can see that I made a video to show you about what what theme park, how the theme park should look. So so I'll just go over that a little bit. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, and I go over how the theme park should look. See right here, this one. See. Yeah, now this was the video to the reparation task force of Kamala. So so I wanted to, so I made a video for her so that she can see how, well, no, we see her trying to create, to help the reparation task force that I signed. I signed the application for the reparations task force, which is $3 to $4 trillion. That will pay for the development of the promised land, is what I'm trying to get at. So, let me see. I don't know if I ran out of time. I don't know. Okay, but I'll keep going. Okay, so I guess I'll probably make another video because I don't want to run out of this time here. Okay, so but I'll end it here and I'll make another video. But this is about me creating, having Governor Gavin Newsom to get in contact with me because I did sign the application, the Reparation Task Force application for the $3 to $4 trillion to create the theme park here, meaning that people that live here would have to be relocated to the uh, other side of the street over here, or the other side of the city over here, on Euclid and Schaefer, beautiful apartments over in that area, where the people here can be relocated so we can create the development of the promised land, because there is no promised land that exists, and it has to. I'm the creator of the promised land. That's just what I do. Some people are doctors, plumbers, lawyers. I create the promised land because we're suffering and we're dying from other people invading our countries and not paying attention to what we're saying. So we're going to have to be heard. People are going to have to hear us. They're going to have to see us. Hey, we would like to create our own films and our movies and music. And we would like to have our own music industry, our own film industry as well. So we don't have that. We don't even, indigenous people are paying rent on their own land. That's an abomination. Indigenous people, not one person that is my color should be paying rent. Only whites, Mexican, Chinese people who invaded our land is supposed to be paying rent and mortgage. That applies to them. That never applied to my people. Yeah, my grandfather never, that's not heard of. He was pushed off his land. Then he started paying taxes, then rent. When all of them were saying it's an abomination. How am I paying rent and I'm indigenous? So I'm making a movie about this. I'm making a movie about me, showing how we cannot pay rent and how all of the mothers who was interested in creating their community can do it in the city mayor's office, because that's where it starts. That's where it starts, because the BLM land management is the one that creates our communities in our where we live at. The BLM land management creates our communities. Okay? Well, they don't have a right to do that without our consent. You can't put a police station in our community and have police shooting us and gun us down. You can't do that. Yeah, the reason why you have that is because no one has spoke up and said anything about it. That's why. But I'm saying it now to where that $3 to $4 trillion would have to go for the development of the promised land, so that we can air television news stations to teach women and men how never to pay rent, because they're not supposed to. They're indigenous to the land. Can't pay rent if you're indigenous to the land. Okay, so we teach men and women that they own gas companies, because I own my gas company, my electricity company. I have the land deeds. I don't know why all of a sudden I can't find. I have my petroleum gas company, but I showed. Oh, here it is, right here. Oh, okay. No, it's not it. Okay, but I showed in the other video the petroleum gas company that I own. Probably right here, actually. But yeah, so if I own that, you guys are gonna have to do the right thing by handing over my congratulations letter that I rightfully bidded for the land, and I bidded for the land in 2021. Yeah, all of that happened in 2000. That was 2 years ago. And so they're still stalling. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, so this is going out to the commissioner, to the film commissioner, to see about owning my own television station network. Okay, so I'm gonna get off this thing here, and I'm just trying to find that control. But you guys saw the video where I showed, yeah, it's in my other papers. The gas, petroleum. Okay, so, yes, here it is right here. So, okay, so let me, this is just a little copy of the Oklahoma Corporation pumping oil out of my gas. This is just a receipt of, like, if you look at if you see the commissioner, that is part of the gas company, of the time that they were on our land pumping oil, but we never got paid for it because, okay, so Okay, so let me get off this thing, and I'll make another video right after this. Okay.